Hi everyone, I'm Olivier Chavagnon from Rochemort Business School. My student ID is number 77190602, and today we'll be discussing about Debbusters UK, a story of growth and challenge. So who are they? Debbusters UK is specialized in the debt management sector. The founder is Mr. Anthony Brown and the actual CEO is Mr. John Cromwell, his close friend. So within the last 4 years, Debbusters UK faced a huge growth, going from 4 to 350 employees. Excuse me, 14 employees to 350 employees. And this immediate growth carried, of course, some issues within the business. So let's just talk about these issues. So the HR issues arising can be broken down to three main categories. The first one being the low level of motivation and employee engagement constantly falling. So the motivation through the annual employees survey was clear that the staff force was facing tensions and felt demotivated. And through this, this was due to the fact that a constant aggressive pressure was on all employees to meet tight deadlines. And in order to reach these deadlines, employees cut down procedures or steps, which then lead to errors. And as it has been denoted through Debbusters UK, the name and shame policy wasn't doing any favor to anyone, as once an error was noted or pinpointed, directly to the one who made it. And so the name and shame could possibly be a huge factor which caused the demotivation and the low level of engagement from all the employees. Mr. Brown, as well being used to implementing his own ideas and strategies quickly, still manages the employees for the same style as it was in the beginning, so back the 4 years, and without including or consulting any of the other employees. This led to staffing left out of the loop and thus augmenting their demotivation and the low engagement. So, the importance of motivation here is that the main reason employee motivation is critical to the success of Debbusters is because it will allow management to meet the organization's goal. A motivated employee feels more committed, hence increasing the productivity. Moreover, once the employees are more committed, they grow with the organization as well. With this constant development, the employees become more efficient and tend to act on their best self versions. And finally, a better communication amongst executive and employees makes everyone feel included, thus reducing the aggressive pressure and ease them to meet the tight deadlines. The second issue that has been noted is the poor performance of employees. So employees felt that they were not being treated fairly. Some employees were being treated as relatives, often arrived late at work, or not even respecting the deadlines, and they would just go off fine with it. By going off fine, of course, I mean as they were close friends with the executives, sanctions were light or nothing at all were done concerning these employees. By handling these situations poorly, they encourage the small group of employees, the close ones, to perform poorly, thus discouraging those who were giving it all. And the performance is crucial, of course, in any industry. And if the recruitment of some employees are not based on their competences, they should not just be forming part of the team. So why is performance crucial to the success of Debbusters UK? Debbusters UK can measure performance, and it is how you know that an employee is growing within the company. It enables employees to feel valued, making progress over time, keeps them engaged by breaking their fixed routine, and promoting positive energy in the office, maintaining this level highly. And finally, executive can push employees to grow into something bigger, which will finally benefit the specific department or why not the whole company. The third HR issue that have been noted is the culture, the clash culture. So the fact that Debbusters UK shifted from 14 employees to 350 implied various recruitments. From these recruitments, employees sharing different beliefs, cultures, background joined the organization. So these clash occurs when procedures were being cut off or They just have the specific tasks which were performed differently. With this, no significant explanation or no significant reason on the how and why these changes were being applied. So Deadbusters, which is identified to be a power culture ruled by Mr. Brown and his personal circle, employees began to feel reluctant in their job. This led to high labor turnover in the company. And the importance of culture, of course, within an organization is that a culture embraced by the whole organization keeps all employees united. Each and everyone has a different background and story, so it is primordial for all employees that once they reach the workplace, they share the same culture. This develops a sense of belonging, common identity amongst all, which increases employee loyalty and also increases the communication process, improves it amongst each other. The risk of conflicts are decreased and no one feels neglected or rejected. Moreover, a culture promotes healthy competition among the employees, which will improve the performance when they devote themselves more to earn the recognition, or the executive as well can also promote them. For the second part, we'll be discussing about the leadership styles in Deadbusters UK. But firstly, a leadership can be broken down into 6 principles. These being, a leader must be very technically proficient, know who they are and seek self-improvement, seek responsibility and assume their actions, decision making should be done in a timely manner, and act as a role model. Finally, to care about their employees and recognize their importance. So, Mr. Anthony Brown at Deadbusters UK acted as an autocratic leader by taking decisions all by himself and imposing them on all of the employees. Mr. Brown also uses the name and shame policy to threaten his employees in order to achieve his objectives. And with this leadership style, the others had little to no influence on goals, and the change management was controlled only by those in position of power. This is a more paternalistic approach from Mr. Brown, where only one person could dictate the rules. However, on the other hand, Mr. John Cromwell acted as a more transformational leader. That is, he informed himself through the wider board of directors in order to come with the initiative of the business transformation program. To succeed for the succession of this program, the organization as a whole should be engaged in the process. So in this way, it was decided to delegate more responsibilities to new managers coming from General Electric, or to promote existing employees so that to provide adequate controllership, leaving the executives to tackle more significant business decisions. Finally, these new managers, mostly from GE, started to act in more participative way, where meetings to gather each employee's opinions were conducted. This encouraged employees to develop innovative ways of working. Of course, now we're going to see the impact on the human resource management. So, effective leadership contributes in creating and maintaining the necessary conditions for employees to feel committed and achieve desired objectives. So, with Brown's autocratic leadership style, he refused to comply to the changes, which then leads to him bullying employees, not abiding to his rules, and also ask his employees to bypass the meetings in order to achieve his goals. This is important to know that although these meetings might be time consuming, they have their importance in knowing how to tackle a task efficiently and not only use the normal ways. With these loyal followers, Mr. Brown finally caused the departure of 4 managers who played key roles in the change management, thus leading to a failure of the transformational program initiated by Mr. John Cromwell. And finally, as recommended, Mr. Brown has to undergo an intensive leadership course to improve his leadership skills and better manage employees and embrace change himself, as he wants to see his organization lead still remain the leader of the debt management sector.